Hello, my Sedat family in Accra. Most of you are asking me, when are you holding a conference in Accra? Well, we are organizing the HR Connect conference in Accra this year, together with HR Network Africa and SHRP. So if you live in Accra or close to Accra and have been meaning to attend any of our conferences, this is your opportunity. You may have attended one conference or even two this year and are wondering, it's not the same conference. Why should I attend another conference? Well, this is not just any conference. It is a 2-day buffet of learning, networking, practical insights and tools that you can go back to your organization and start implementing immediately. We have the keynote insights, the master classes, the CEO fireside chat, the CEO conversations, HR battle pitch, C-suite connect. What excites me the most is the CEO conversations, because we get to hear from the CEOs what we need to do as HR practitioners to actually earn a seat at the table. So my dear, this conference is for you. Join us at the Labadi Beach Hotel from the 30th to the 31st of July 2026, 9 a.m. each day. The focus for this year's conference is from certification to competence. Use the details displayed on the screen to register today. I hope to see you there.
Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening at the time you're watching us today. This is the Sedat HR Digest brought to you by Sedat Consult Limited, your trusted HR partner. So today we have with us a very wonderful woman with whom we are going to discuss a very important topic, beyond HR certification, building real capabilities. Yes, and so kindly tell us your name and where you're watching us from in the comment section, and we'll make it known. And so a bit about Sedat Consult, bringing this HR Digest to you. Sedat Consult is a human resource and organizational development firm with offices in Accra and Kumasi. Our services range from talent acquisition and recruitment through to performance management, training and development, compensation and benefit strategy, and structure building, among others. And so I entreat you to contact us. Kindly consider your employee life cycle. Whatever it is you do for your employee, Sedat Consult Limited provides services in these areas. And so I entreat you to reach out to us regarding all your human resource support and assistance needs. Again, this is the Sedat HR Digest brought to you by Sedat Consult Limited. I have with us today a very wonderful woman, Madam Emmaline Datey, with whom we are going to discuss a very important topic, beyond HR certification, building real capabilities. And so I'll tell you a bit about her, and then we'll kickstart from there. Emmaline Datey is a multifaceted expert in HR strategy, leadership, coaching, and women's empowerment. With over 13 years of experience across sectors, Emmaline is the founder of ICS Africa Limited and the visionary behind the Fearless and Fabulous Network. As a passionate advocate for women's growth, she is also the director for the West Africa Female Leaders and Entrepreneurs Network. Honored as one of Ghana's most influential women, Emmaline is a certified HR professional with a first-class degree in human resource management. Again, a bit about Sedat Consultant, our services. I'll tell you a bit more about a list of programs and activities we have lined up for you. So I'll begin with our HR analytics training coming off from the 15th to 17th of July at our Accra office. It is a 3-day in-person training on HR analytics for strategic decision making, turning workforce data into business results. It is going for a fee of 3,600 Ghana cedis at our Accra office located at La Paz, Nyamiche. And so kindly take note of this, add this to your schedule and be there. I will also talk about the third cohort of the Sedat mentorship program, where we are calling on mentors and mentees alike to register for the third cohort of the Sedat mentorship program, where we build a bridge to connect early career professionals with experienced professionals to guide them in their career. And so we are calling on experienced professionals like yourself to join us, register and mentor novices in the profession so that they become the better professors and professionals we want in the field. I will also talk a little bit about the Sedat Business and HR Summit coming off on the 29th of October in Kumasi. Yes, the theme for this year is building sustainable and competitive businesses through innovation, people, and leadership. Yes, and so kindly follow us on our social media pages on Sedat Consult Limited to get to know more about our programs and services. Yes, and so without further ado, I will introduce Madam Emmaline Datey to you all. Hello, Madam Emmaline, you're welcome.
Calvin, how are
Yes,
you?
I'm well. How are you, ma'am?
By the special grace of God, I am blessed and excited to be here again, my Sedat HR family. Warm greetings from HR Network Africa. And I'm hoping all our cherished audience are having a very good weekend and excited for the week ahead.
Yes, yes. Exciting. Yes. And so we'll get right into today's topic, which is beyond HR certification, building real capability. I would like for you to start by telling us a few of the HR certifications that are available to professionals.
Okay, so I think the most popular ones we have, obviously a lot of them in Ghana. I think the by the where I certified from, the Human Resource Certification Institute in the US. They have what we call the PHR and the I and then the SPHR. So the PHR obviously are for younger ones, as a more foundational certification for HR practitioners. So it's then we move on to senior practice, where you see you are SPHR. And if my mind tells me right, they also have APHR. So for those who probably are graduates, they don't have experience. So APHR, the PHR, and then the SPHR. And then now they have they've always had the global professional in HR. So this one focuses more on global HR strategy and international HR operations. The next popular one, and it's popular because they used to be together before they separated, is the Senior or the Society for Human Resource Management certifications. So you have the SHRM-CP, that's SHRM certified professionals, which is ideal for early to mid-career professionals. And then we also have the SHRM-SCP for the senior certified professional, which is designed for senior HR leaders focusing on strategy and leadership. And then we also have CIPD, that's in the UK, and also covers Europe, entire Europe, Middle East, and Africa. They focus strongly on HR strategy, people development, and organizational design. And then the not too popular one in Africa here is what we call the Association for, I think, Training and Development. They are more into talent development. So that's ideal for those who are into the training, learning, capability building, and organizational development. And then we also have, I think there's World at Work certification, not popular here in Ghana. They do certified professional for compensation, basically for compensation and benefits. So certified compensation professional, and then the CPB, certified benefits professional. So, and then we have other ones that are should I say institutional, just short courses you can get on LinkedIn, Coursera, and the likes. Yeah, so that's what's available.
Yes, so varying certifications are available to professionals. And so, just as they are available, many professionals hold these global certifications, but yet there is still a gap in capability. What do you think are the most critical gaps you see in HR practitioners today?
That's a very, very interesting question that, a lot of people, in my practice have, it's a big challenge in today's HR practice. So because I've been through it, I would use my life as an example and connect with, as much as possible, the reality on grounds or what we know around. So certification, first of all, it's kind of like endorses you. Yeah, it endorses you, and then it proves what you know. So that is why for most certifications, so the ones that, for example, if you say APHR, for example, if you just graduated from school, you have knowledge from the tertiary level, right? So APHR now gives you the real world of work knowledge, like it adds on to what you've done from the university. So we will say that certification gives you knowledge, and it also confirms your knowledge. Okay, it tests your competency as far as knowledge is concerned, and as for in HR, competency is what? Knowledge, skill, and ability. Hmm? So you develop knowledge from tertiary university. You don't develop HR skill and ability from there. But capability is where the application comes. So the application of what you know is what capability is. And unfortunately, you don't learn that in school. Why? Because business experiences are supposed to be experienced. Kelvin, if you get what I mean. You need to experience something and understand the experience, become a problem framer, not just a problem solver. When we say problem framing, is where a problem comes, you don't just quickly, oh yeah, okay, you hear the problem, oh, then maybe a word triggers something learned in school, then bang, you assume that that is the solution. No, you need to understand why it happened, or what happened, why it happened, what it means, what is necessary. That is what you will not be taught in school. So it's logical reasoning. You get it? So the biggest gaps today for HR professionals, in line with your question, are seen in business acumen. Many HRs are not business minded. They don't understand business strategy. Strategic thinking, which has a lot of logical thinking and reasoning. And then influence. Many of us sit down and think that we're only useful in the HR office, but we don't have influence as HR business partners. I see a lot of titles today, HR business partner, but it's just a title for some. So many of our colleagues understand the frameworks, but when it comes to translating it into business outcomes, we are found wanting. But CEOs want HR leaders who can connect people decisions to profitability, productivity, and then what? Organizational resilience. And this is exactly where the gap is revealed, Kelvin.
Yeah.
So certification teaches you what is of HR, policies, frameworks, compliance, and best practices. But with capability, it is the how you use these tools to solve real business problems that don't happen in the class. For example, a certified HR may understand job evaluation frameworks. But when it comes to explaining to leadership how a redesigned grading structure will reduce pay inequities, improve retention, and save the company money, they are found lost. Or another example is where you have certified HR professionals who know the theory of workforce planning, but they cannot build a data-driven manpower plan that aligns what? Talent supply with business growth projections. Most of them don't understand graphs, statistics. You know, we always run away from mathematics and we think that HR is a place where you run away from mathematics. But sorry, you need to, because CEOs don't just want an HR to understand the model. They want you to show them how they protect the business from future talent shortages and also ultimately affects what the bottom line. Many HRs don't understand what's it called? The balance sheet, income expenditure accounts. We don't understand it. Cash flow, inflow, outflow. We don't know these things. We think it's only left for the. That is why finance guys will keep fighting us, because we don't understand them and we cannot translate our needs in their language. So when you also look at the popular employee engagement, for example, in certification, you'll be taught principles. What you know. It's also proof if you also know. But capability is demonstrated when you can link engagement scores to productivity metrics. It can also, where you can also identify maybe the root causes of disengagement, what causes disengagement, and then where you can also propose what interventions that will improve business or productivity, that's output. So that's where you see the difference between what knowledge and what impact. Then when it comes to influence, a certified HR professional may know the right HR solution, but when it comes to executive presence to sell the idea to leadership, to defend it with data, and drive adoption across the organization, then I mean, they cannot influence anyone. And when you cannot influence anyone, your competency becomes questionable. So that is why some HR, you hear some CEOs saying things like HR understands HR, but they don't understand the business. It is a big problem. So HR professionals should know that CEOs want HR leaders who can connect people decisions to what? Profitability, productivity, and what? Organizational resilience, not just HR compliance. We know that compliance leads to what? Sustainability and protection. But if you cannot make the non-HR intelligent people understand that your role in the pie, in the piece of the pie, an organization is what? 100%. And HR is part of them, right? If you cannot explain your role to the entire business, you would not be able to influence anybody, and your respect to be out of the room. So certification opens the door for you, but capability is what will keep you in the room and keeps you growing and into a promotion.
Yes, so earlier on you mentioned that these certifications in a way endorses you.
Yes.
I want to know why the certification alone fails to guarantee the competence, influence, or strategic readiness in the workplace, as you have mentioned.
So I said earlier in my submission that real business problems don't happen in the classroom. Do you understand me?
Yes.
For many of these certifications, that's why they will tell you they want a certain number of years of experience and then a certain level of educational qualification before you do it. The problem we are having is that many people jump from university straight to a professional course because they can chew and pass. That will find you wanting. It's like going to do masters right after university. You're going to be in serious trouble. So work experience, mentorship for me. I remember that my first HR experience was internship back in 2010. You get it? Before 2010, I had work experience before, getting to university. So I was working for like 8 to 7 years before I got myself in university. So I had a working mindset. Now, when I started HR course, I was applying my volunteering and post-university work experience to post-secondary work experience to the world of work. And that gave me an advantage even at the university. Now imagine the same thing applies when you are certifying, whether you're doing masters or certifying. It makes you grasp the ideas. Do you get it? It makes you grasp it. You connect with it. Many HR professionals cannot connect what they've learned with what they are saying. And so I was very close to all my HR mentors. I made them my mentors. My first internship, I did it in Lagos because I lived in Lagos for a while before I came to Ghana. I kept on having, close call. I called her when I started working. She was always giving me feedback, checking up on me, giving me, I could always go to her when I needed support. Then I made some more HR mentors here in Ghana, so for every job opportunity I had in HR or had an HR role, because some companies were not big enough for an HR, so I was doubling up, right? I always referred to them. Then I would read, I would research. Then obviously peer-to-peer learning. My colleagues who have been in the HR space before me, I learned from them. Now, your cognitive ability to understand what you have heard, when you find yourself in a situation, you have gained what we call the ability to process issues, cognitive ability. If you don't have cognitive processing abilities, you cannot be a successful HR practitioner. It's about emotion, it's about intellectual intelligence. It is a gift in our brain. You can activate. The more problems you solve, the more your mind gets used to solving problems. And it's a gift God has given everybody. Kelvin, you get it? It is a gift God has given everybody. So if you've never, if you let me give a typical example for it. Let me give a typical example. An HR professional, you're certified. Now you understand performance management. It's one of the most popular aspects of HR, right? But when a real life situation comes where a high performing engaged employee suddenly becomes disengaged, what would you do? Would you call the person lazy? Would you condemn the person? The person has been performing, then something happened all of a sudden. How do you show up for that employee? How do you communicate? How do you solve the problems? Do you know anything about mental health in the corporate space? Do you understand the impact of trauma? Do you understand the impact of emotional deficiency? Do you understand emotional resilience? Do you know whether the work environment does not match with the employee anymore? Do you know if the employee is going through a lot? Do you know what we call mental health blocks that affects performance? Do you understand me, Kelvin? All you know is the HR policy. But when they say, okay, there's this staff who was doing well and the staff is not performing anymore, what does the HR policy say? Would you just go and say, okay, because you are not performing, we sack you? Is that what you will say? Or even though the policy says this, you're able to defend maybe a new direction with data. The research says that, you know what, employees today may not necessarily just be lazy or lackadaisical, but something might affect it. Do you know it? Do you know what we call employee assistance program? Do you know what it is? So you need to be what we call strategically ready. You understand me? Be confident in problems. Work like a boss in your HR. And think beyond HR. That's another thing we need to learn. Think beyond HR. Understand finance, marketing, procurement, operations, audits, engineering, the industry. You are understanding beyond what you've learned, because I worked in more than 5 industries full time, and then I had to understand the business before what applying the HR strategy. It's important. You can't just come and throw HR concepts on your boss. No, you must be relevant, contextual to the industry, and then deal with the problem. You understand me? So understanding HR frameworks, but your inability to identify business critical roles that drive revenue will find you wanting. So please, let us move into capability. Let us start being thinkers, Kelvin. HR practitioners must be thinkers. That is why with the HR Connect conference, we are giving master classes that will spark your brain, make you think real life problems, real cases, solving it. That is it. So I've said in mentorship, training your mind to solve problems, being a problem framer, understanding cognitive processes, developing your mental agility, read, study, learn, be inquisitive, no beyond HR. You're going to make it.
Right. And I'll move on to the next question. If you had to identify one capability HR professionals must build, it's a must, a capability you think professionals must build to stay relevant, what will it be and why?
It's a very, very interesting question. First of all, I said it earlier. Your first capability is to understand your business in depth. Understand the numbers, understand the risk in your business, and understand the growth drivers of the business. After that, build analytical skills so that you can recommend opinions, solutions backed by data. Don't come and imagine something that if your bosses go out and they cannot get evidence. See, in business is very pragmatic. Okay, business is pragmatic. It's not a spiritual, concept. It's a real life concept. Every business was set to solve a problem. Kelvin, you understand me? Every
Yes.
business was set to solve a problem. As an HR, do you know the problem your company is there to solve? What is the vision of the company? What is the mission of the company? What are the objectives of the company? What makes the company stand out? What will make the company fail? What are the key success factors of the company? What are the KPIs of the entire company? Not the human beings who, every department. What are the KPIs of the department of the company? Some HRs too find themselves in companies where the CEO or the business owners don't even understand the business they are running. Some business owners just found some capital, found an opportunity, lacking for they are just fortunate to be able to be in the business and they don't know jack about their business. So they hire people expecting them to perform magic.
Yeah.
Do you get me, Kelvin? So
Yeah.
I found myself in some startups. I worked in startups all my life. Yeah. And more often than not, most of them didn't know anything about the business. Luckily for me, I did strategic management in university. I loved this so much. I ended up becoming a business strategy consultant after certifying as HR, because I noticed that every company I went to where they didn't even have a business plan. Luckily, the school I went to, Valley View University, they trained us. We learned how to develop business plans. We learned how to develop strategy. We learned all, no matter what your business management discipline was. You get it? So I was able to, luckily, I was able to connect the dots because of the kind of person I am. I love knowledge. I'm very, very curious. And so I told myself, listen, if I don't get into the space of understanding business strategy, I'll be very useless with HR, because even HR strategy, it comes out from business strategy. It supports business strategy in any case. So you need to understand strategic thinking. How does this HR, how does the HR decision I am taking affect the business? That is how to move from being certified to competent, and from being competent to being capable. Because the moment you are able to show capability, you prove your competence. One thing Jabasi taught me when we were doing a certification with him, he said, the certificate does not certify you. You certify your certificate. Do you get it? So the glory of SPHR or of the HRCI Center, of SHRM, ATD, and all of them, the glory is not in the certificate they issue to you, but in you, your performance after going through. So if SEDA Consult tomorrow or HR Network decides that, oh, we are also going to start certifications, our pride will not be in the paper that we give you. Our pride will be in you, that you've gone to work at your place and you are showing competence and capability.
Very well. And so I talk to you, our audience. If you have just joined, this is the SEDAT HR Digest brought to you by SEDAT Consult Limited. Kindly let us know your name and your location in the comment section. If you have just joined us, I am with Madam Emmaline Datey discussing beyond HR certification, building real capabilities. And so I'll tell you a bit more about SEDAT Consult and our lineup of programs that we've made available to you. We have our training going for a fee of 3,600 on the 15th to 17th of July on the topic HR Analytics for Strategic Decision Making, turning workforce data into business results. And also we are calling on mentees and mentors to register for the third cohort of the SEDAT mentorship program. If you are looking for workstations to work from, especially our digital workers and remote workers, we have such spaces at our Accra office in La Paz, Niameche, where you get your own independent workspace, a spacious car park, suitable amenities, and fast internet connection to work with. Kindly contact us and we'll reach out to you on how to go about it. Let's take a few minutes to listen to this video.
Hello, my SEDAT family in Accra. Most of you are asking me, when are you holding a conference in Accra? Well, we are organizing the HR Connect conference in Accra this year, together with HR Network Africa and SHRP. So if you live in Accra or close to Accra and have been meaning to attend any of our conferences, this is your opportunity. You may have attended one conference or even two this year and are wondering, it's not the same conference. Why should I attend another conference? Well, this is not just any conference. It is a 2-day buffet of learning, networking, practical insights, and tools that you can go back to your organization and start implementing immediately. We have the keynote insights, the master classes, the CEO fireside chat, the CEO conversations, HR battle pitch, C-suite connect. What excites me the most is the CEO conversations, because we get to hear from the CEOs what we need to do as HR practitioners to actually earn a seat at the table. So my dear, this conference is for you. Join us at the Labadi Beach Hotel from the 30th to the 31st of July 2026, 9 a.m. each day. The focus for this year's conference is from certification to competence. Use the details displayed on the screen to register today. I hope to see you there.
About the HR Connect conference coming off on the 30th and 31st of July. This conference is brought to you by Sedat Consult Limited, HR Network Africa, and SHRP. So, Madam Emmaline, about this conference, the HR Connect conference. The theme for this year is From Certification to Competence. How does such a conference help professionals build a bridge to cover the gap in credentials and real capabilities, as we have discussed earlier in our previous questions?
Awesome. So I had mentioned previously that you, as an HR professional, you need to develop a certain mindset, an awakening for you to be relevant in your space. So we've curated the events this year such that it will close the capability gap. So every session focuses on practical and real world skills, not theory. From our master classes to our CEO conversations on the CEO fireside chat, participants will learn how to apply their certification in ways that drive business results. It's an opportunity where you transform. It's not just it's a transformation platform. It's not just an event. It's a transformational experience. We are encouraging everyone coming to be ready to ask real life questions, practical questions in line with the topics that we'll be, dealing with. So our 2-day program includes master classes, CEO fireside chat, the C-suite connect. That is where it would follow the CEO fireside chat, where you ask unfiltered and real questions to the CEO, ask from the CEOs. Gonna have an HR battle pitch and then table talk sessions. And this session is curated to build a different dimension of capability. The master classes are going to strengthen technical and strategic skills. And then the CEO fireside chat will give HR leaders insight into what executives actually expect. Then the C-suite connect will build influence and visibility. And then the HR battle pitch is where capability is tested under pressure. We'll ask questions, and then 2 groups will battle out a certain concept as to why they think a certain idea under HR will work. We'll not reveal that now, but it will be revealed on the day. So if I were to expatiate on the exact topics for our masterclass sessions, we'll be having personal branding and mastery masterclass. So I spoke about how a lot of us lack executive presence. So Rene Q. Boateng, a professional, renowned personal branding expert, will be teaching us on the topic executive presence and influence, positioning HR leaders for strategic impact. And then Sadat consult to be handling our compensation and benefits masterclass. Obviously, you guys have been handling this for quite some time. And so as partners, you are coming on board with compensation strategy and pay equity, building HR competency for fair, competitive, and future-ready organizations. This will be handled by Kojo Vanessa, who has obviously been your facilitator or resource person for this topic. And then we'll be having the future of work. Obviously, when we hear future of work training, Emmanuel Woyome of the Strategic HR Professional Center is the man to the go-to for that. He'll be teaching us he'll be teaching us on the topic redefining HR competencies for a high performance, future ready workforce. I mean, AI has come to take over. Technology has been there, is leveled up. HR must not be found wanting in this space. And then we'll be having Madam Diana Inchua Mwako, our L&D guru, teaching us or taking our HR performance architecture masterclass, where she'll be teaching HR professionals how to design competency frameworks and capability models that drive high performance cultures, business ROI, and then ROE. And then we are having Dr. Cheryl Arut from New York, if I remember correctly, taking us on a psychological safety masterclass. She will be teaching us psychological safety as a strategic HR skill, how HR creates environments that elevate performance, and what competitive advantage. So this is where mental health and emotional well-being topics will be handled. And then we are having from Daylex Finance, Mr. Joe Jackson. He'll be teaching financial competency for HR leaders, building investment readiness for personal and professional growth. So as HR professionals, you also matter. You need to prosper, you need to succeed. Beyond your salary, how are you investing? How are you preparing for your future? Multiple streams of income is very important these days. How are you preparing yourself for that? And then we are having Mrs. Margaret Jackson handling our HR mentorship mastery table talk session. She'll be dealing with HR mentorship, developing confident and future ready HR professionals. So, like I said, this will encourage HR how to identify mentorship, HR mentors, and utilize mentorship for personal development and increase your capability beyond competence. We are looking forward to having an HR technology company that would, come and handle digital HR transformation, how technology is redefining capability and business performance. Looking forward to having an HR or a tech company to come and handle that for us. Very, very important. Keynote sessions are going to be dealing with HR culture, fostering culture of HR leadership, how to build respect, influence, and a strategic personal brand. This will be handled by our very own Dr. Stella Ejini Boateng. We're going to be talking about elevating the HR professionals' value at the workspace. What is the future of HR in Africa? What must change how we lead it? And then our panel sessions, advocacy for fair compensation. The issue here is that HR professionals are certified, but guess what, Kelvin? Their salaries are not commensurate with their certifications, except for global companies, or what we call MNCs, multinational companies. Local organizations don't understand why an HR should earn as much as a C-suite finance, marketing, technology, operations. They don't get it. So we'll be discussing why this is happening and how professional bodies can influence policies and compensation frameworks for the certifications that they offer. So we'll have them come on board on that panel. Beyond those who represent the HR certification companies, we're going to have seasoned HR professionals, the leaders, to come and also speak and see how our stakeholders or other stakeholders, how we can change for HR professionals. We need to be certified and earn our value, especially if we bring a lot to the table, those who are capable. And then the fireside chat, expectations of HR professionals as strategic business partners. Here, we're going to have a panel of CEOs and HR directors from various local and international industries, sharing the expectations of HR professionals, urging them to become strategic business partners, driving business change, support innovation, and shape workplace culture. We'll delve into what business leaders seek in HR practitioners, to include what I had spoken about and more: commercial sense, business acumen, data, financial metrics, adaptability to digital trends, and then strong workforce insight to align talent strategies to company goals. That will be followed by C-Suite Connect. where instead of a Q&A from the panel, we're going to have a separate Q&A session, a high-level unfiltered executive premium and interactive Q&A session following the fireside chat, bringing the CEOs and executives, senior executives, directly to HR professionals in an intimate conversational format. Real opportunity for HR professionals to ask candid questions and gain unfiltered insights into competencies, behaviors, and strategic mindsets required to operate effectively at the executive level. The CEOs will give it to us, buzz, straight, no mindset of it. We hear it as it is. And of course, our battle pitch, like I said, a very high intensity, intellectually stimulating contest that showcases the strategic thinking, the analytical depth, and persuasive power of HR professionals. But it's going to be in a debate style format. So there'll be two debating teams assigned on opposition opposing positions on critical HR or workplace issues, and they must defend their stance through evidence-based arguments, structured reasoning, and what compelling advocacy. Now, if you are not at this event, where else do you want to be? You're not just coming to sit down and listen and write and you go, oh, it was so exciting. Oh, we learned a lot. No, you're coming to prove yourself in the room. Did you really learn? Are you really going back to show yourself different? Or you're just going to go excited, I had an event, I networked, and we wait for the next year to come? This is HR event unusual. You have to leave the room an unusual HR professional. Go out there empowered. And then after the event, post-event, we're not going to, all of the master classes and all of the topics, we're not going to have proper training sessions, of course, on demand. Everyone who attends the event would have the opportunity to come in for the training itself and build you from, knowledge base to senior level base. Like, you're gonna leave there ready for promotions, ready to take the highest form of being a C-suite member. So don't miss out. I mean, our trainers are gonna be from, of course, Sedat. We're gonna have from SP, HRP Center, and other seasoned trainers coming to give you real life. So post event, don't miss out. It's only 2,000 Ghana cedis for 2 days at the Labadi Beach Hotel. The 30th July, the conference, 31st, the master classes. You don't want to miss. And you know where will you get this offer? You're not going to get this offer anywhere for 2,000 cedis. So www.hrnetworkafrica.org, sign on, register, and please follow all our social media handles, HR Network Africa, and let's get interactive. We need you in the room. So that's HR Consult will be there, live and colored, honorable, led by Madame Patricia Kisia. She's gonna be there live. As always, she's always there to support. Come and meet him on Woyome, our tech guru, future work guru, and other seasoned HR professionals, CEOs, and all of that. Be there and don't hear about it. Be in the room.
This is a very, very packed 2-day event. Very packed. So from the activities you've mentioned, personally, which of them are you looking forward to?
Oh, the HR battle pitch. I can't wait for the battle pitch, and then the CEOs, the fireside chat, and then the C-suite connect. Those two. I'm looking forward to those ones. Please. Those are my top picks, and then the master classes as well. But I mean, the keynote sessions, when it comes to hearing how Dr. Stella rose. She's been rising. Dr. Stella Eugenie Boateng, she's just rising, like as if it's like the way she breathes. Today she's achieved this. Why is she the go-to HR professional in Ghana? Why? You don't want to miss her story. She's coming to reveal her secrets to you. Come and listen to her. Come and learn how to be mentored by Mrs. Margaret Jackson. How to leverage on HR mentorship and become a go-to HR person. Renee Q Boateng, hey, that woman and personal branding. Don't be an HR on LinkedIn, and that's it. We don't remember you. Be an HR to be remembered. Be an HR professional to be remembered for the right reason. So please, we have you in our minds. Come and do some personal branding audits. Let's see how strong you are. They're going to have a booth, a lounge for that. Renee Q will be assessing you and giving you some small feedback, and then you book her later to finish up and all of those things. I mean, Kelvin, if you are not here, 30th, 1st July, tell me where else you want to be.
Yes, so clearly these activities were designed to help professionals who attend this conference gain a lot of competence and build their skills. But I want to know which of these activities in particular will help professionals build their strategic capabilities.
Oh, obviously the masterclass, definitely the masterclass. I mean, it's a thought leadership masterclass model. Each of them are thought leadership based. So you're not just coming to listen to theories of. We're coming to understand case studies, why these cases are relevant, what a HR strategy applies, how. So you're gonna sit down and brainstorm. You get it, Kelvin? You're gonna
Yeah.
brainstorm in the class. You see, I'm gonna say this. You are gonna have 45 to 1 hour experience of these master classes. It's not gonna be enough. Trust me. It's a taste of the pie. Okay? Because we don't want you to have information overload. We're gonna let you know what you need to know. So this is the day 2. The master class is the day 2 of the event. And the 2000 covers both day 1 and day 2. Enjoy your 2000 properly, please. But the day 2, July 31st, Labadi Beach Hotel, is where capability is now properly connecting with you. You're connecting with it with seasoned thought leadership facilitators that will take you through real life examples, test your minds, and guide you into solving complex problems with broken down solutions that are relatable to you.
Very well. One man told me that professional development should not happen under a bushel. You mentioned earlier on that do not be an HR on LinkedIn alone. So, for people who are interested in attending this conference and to those who have already registered, how does attending this conference help them accelerate their visibility, their confidence, and their strategic positioning in their organization and even beyond?
When you sit down under Dr. Stella Jenny Boateng and she starts giving you the nuggets, you'll be awed. I mean, for those of you who know her, she's gonna be taking you through that in her keynotes. And following the keynote to now connect into the masterclass that Renee Q. Boateng will be taking us through. So you're gonna have the concepts, you're gonna have storytelling on day 1, and then practicality on day 2. Don't miss out. It's just gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
So, if you could tell us a brief about the background of the HR Connect conference, how it came about. Is it an annual conference so that professionals can align their calendars properly?
Absolutely, it's a yearly conference. This is our 3rd or 4th edition, and the last year was actually the beginning of a new horizon for us. It was on a massive scale, first time in a hotel, content programming, top-notch international standards. This year we are going to keep raising the bar. The programs have been curated such that you're not stressed out. It's connected to each other. 2 keynote speaking, obviously your opening address, 2 panel discussion, 1 round, 1 table talk session, and then the battle pitch is more entertaining. It's just to make you feel alive. You don't sit down there. You are actually what's the word? We are demanding your mental agility, your cognitive processes to work. You get it? So it's intentional that we move the masterclass to day 2, so we don't have everything. We don't have everything packed. You know, last year they complained that they couldn't enjoy the masterclass because we had put almost all the content in and then we're rushing because of time. So that is why we separated it for 2 days. Masterclass is just for day 2, and then the keynote session, the 2 panel sessions, and the battle pitch and HR table is just for day 1. So that's just five activities for day 1, and then your master classes for day 2.
Myself, I am particularly intrigued by the HR battle pitch. If you could give us a
Kelvin,
brief
you have to
synopsis.
join. Kelvin, you have to be part of it. You know, when they say, if for example, if we say remote work,
Mhm.
remote work is an effective strategy for business productivity. What will be your what will be your for and your against?
Okay, okay, okay.
Kelvin,
Yes, ma'am.
what would you be? What will you be? Which side would you choose? Even though that day we will choose for you, but if they ask the question, remote working is a very important business strategy in today's, business. Obviously, this borders around future of work, right?
Yeah,
What would you stand for or against, and why?
I'll be for 4.
Why?
And I'm speaking in connection to the industry I find myself and the organization I find myself. Yes, these are the reasons.
Hello, I didn't hear your last part. Sorry.
Yes, I said that I am speaking in connection to the industry I find myself in and the organization I find myself in, the kind of
Of
business that we
course.
do.
Yes. Exactly. So you see, there's somebody else coming. I would say no, because a lot of employees don't work from home. They are lazy. It's very time consuming. It's stressful to monitor them. So just imagine this kind of argument on that day. Hey, it's gonna be hot. So nobody knows the topic yet. It's intentional because that is where we will know. You see, there's power in numbers. When we group you, you're able you sit down and guidance say with Giorgio, you brainstorm with people you don't know, and you begin to learn a lot from them. So the battle pitch is also a learning platform. Do you understand, Kelvin? You meet people who bring ideas, and it even sparks your idea. You learn how to brain. If you've never brainstormed before in your life, you will learn it on that day. And you can't tell me you will not participate. You must participate. 2 people obviously argue. I mean, we'll have I think usually with debates, there are 3 people that stands in the intro, the review time, and what there are 3 of them. I include debates in my training sessions, and when I train for do corporate training. It's part of a learning system for impacting information and teaching teamwork, right? So it's an idea that I believe that my team and I believe that if we brought it into this event, it's going to also enforce learning. If you're into the L&D space, you need to use creative space, and events are under L&D. Hope you know that, Kelvin. You need to be able to know how to use creative ways to teach or encourage learning. Don't just come and do talk, write, listen, and go. The brain gets tired. Make it exciting. That is why the table talk too. The same thing. You sit down, you're going to engage. Bring ISO table 1. Once you answer, table 2, it won't be like individual answers. No. Everybody would have to brainstorm together and give the answer. Do you get my point? And one person can represent the team. So it's gonna be like everybody on the table or everybody in the debate session. You're all in the company. You're all executive management team, and you are defending to the board, or you are defending to the for the CEO is part of the board, right? And you are defending why this case is what it is. So you don't want to miss out. It's like role play. You know the concept of role play in HR. This is the role play we are talking about, and the role play is gonna be so. I am looking forward to this. By the special grace of God, it's gonna happen, and I'm looking forward to as many registrations as possible. The earlier, the better, and let's get you started on a new transformational journey in the world of human resource management.
Very well, very well. So if you have just joined us, we've come to the end of our session today, but you've not lost because you find this session on our YouTube page right after we go and end the stream. And so, Madam Emmaline, I want you to leave us by telling us what to do in addition to getting the HR certifications to make us more competent in our fields, and also tell us about the HR Connect conference coming on the 30th and 31st of July. This is a 2-day program. How to register and how to go about stuff. Kindly tell us.
So I think this is where my final words would come. And I would say that do not let life rob you of an opportunity you may not get at the time you need it. It's very important that when you get such an opportunity, for me, I'm a junkie for knowledge. I'm a junkie for information. So don't ever let certain opportunities pass you by. It's very important that when something different comes up, you hear of something, grab it. A lot of us like to procrastinate. Please don't procrastinate opportunity. Go to www.hrnetworkafrica.org. Click on register. We'll sort you out. Click on HR conference on the top bar is before contact us to your right. Everything you need to know about registering for the conference is right there. Please, just in case you're listening, you can also call me 027-3800-636. I'll be very happy to connect. You can also contact 054-122-2365, 020-575-6709. Looking forward to seeing you all there. 30 and 31st July 2026 from 8 a.m. Labadi Beach Hotel. We are developing capability beyond competence, beyond certification. We're coming to discuss how we can leverage or elevate the value of HR in compensation so that HR professionals are paid well according to their certification, competence, and capability. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Emmaline Datey. So we've come to the end of our session today. Harriet from Makaki, we thank you for joining us today. And so I leave you by telling you one more time about the HR Connect conference coming off on the 30th and 31st of July at the Labadi Beach Hotel. Kindly make it a point to register and participate in this conference. Yes. So I leave you with a message from the Managing Director of SEDA Consult Limited, Madam Patricia Abnakisi, on the HR Connect conference.
Hello, my SEDAT family in Accra. Most of you are asking me, when are you holding a conference in Accra? Well, we are organizing the HR Connect conference in Accra this year, together with HR Network Africa and SHRP. So if you live in Accra or close to Accra and have been meaning to attend any of our conferences, this is your opportunity. You may have attended one conference or even two this year and are wondering, it's not the same conference. Why should I attend another conference? Well, this is not just any conference. It is a 2-day buffet of learning, networking, practical insights and tools that you can go back to your organization and start implementing immediately. We have the keynote insights, the master classes, the CEO fireside chat, the CEO conversations, HR battle pitch, C-suite connect. What excites me the most is the CEO conversations, because we get to hear from the CEOs what we need to do as HR practitioners to actually earn a seat at the table. So my dear, this conference is for you. Join us at the Labadi Beach Hotel from the 30th to the 31st of July 2026, 9 a.m. each day. The focus for this year's conference is from certification to competence. Use the details displayed on the screen to register today. I hope to see you there.
Remember, this is brought to you by Sedat Consult Limited, the HR Digest. And so we come to your screens every Sunday at 4 p.m. Kindly make it a point to join us and kindly share the link to other professionals so they can also join and learn from us. You'll find us on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on TikTok, and on Instagram with the username Sedat Consult Limited. Kindly follow us and you'll find more information about us, our programs, our line, and then many other things. Thank you and see you next week. Bye.
Hello, my Sedat family in Accra. Most of you are asking me, when are you holding a conference in Accra? Well, we are organizing the HR Connect conference in Accra this year, together with HR Network Africa and SHRP. So if you live in Accra or close to Accra and have been meaning to attend any of our conferences, this is your opportunity. You may have attended one conference or even two this year and are wondering, it's not the same conference. Why should I attend another conference? Well, this is not just any conference. It is a 2-day buffet of learning, networking, practical insights and tools that you can go back to your organization and start implementing immediately. We have the keynote insights, the master classes, the CEO fireside chat, the CEO conversations, HR battle pitch, C-suite connect. What excites me the most is the CEO conversations, because we get to hear from the CEOs what we need to do as HR practitioners to actually earn a seat at the table. So my dear, this conference is for you. Join us at the Labadi Beach Hotel from the 30th to the 31st of July 2026, 9 a.m. each day. The focus for this year's conference is from certification to competence. Use the details displayed on the screen to register today. I hope to see you there.